Senator Elizabeth Warren, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, we're less than a week out from the Iowa caucuses. How are you feeling?
Oh, man. You know, I loved getting the Des Moines Register endorsement and the Storm Lake endorsement. It made me feel like the year I've spent campaigning in Iowa that they really got it. They get what I'm in this fight for, that I really have a vision for the America we can build and a plan for how we get there. An America that works not just for the rich and the powerful and people born into privilege, but an America that works for everyone else. It's exciting.
You know, Senator, I did see a video of you dancing when you heard the news that you were being endorsed by the Des Moines Register.
I know.
Yeah. What does that endorsement mean for you, and how do you think that separates you from the other, contenders?
Well, I remember the conversation with the Detroit Register, and we sat around, I don't know, for maybe an hour or longer, and then when it was over, we stood around and talked a lot longer yet, because we talked about the serious issues and not just abstractly, wouldn't it be nice if we all had a magic wand, but it was really how we get from here to there. So for example, I remember we had a good conversation about my anti-corruption plan. You know, when you've got a government that works great for giant drug companies, for giant gun manufacturers, for giant oil companies that want to drill everywhere, for giant ag companies, but it's not working for everyone else. The reason is money. And frankly, for 4 decades now, we've all just kind of leaned back and said, well, there's not much you can do about it. So I've got an anti-corruption plan to attack that head on. We had a big conversation about it, and then we started talking about you just disrupt the influence of money, and all of a sudden, other things are possible. We could pass a 2-cent wealth tax and have universal child care for every baby in this country and cancel student loan debt for 43 million Americans. We could make a genuine, huge investment in our public schools, $800 billion, including, I'm a former special ed teacher, fully funding IDEA so every child with a disability would have the full educational opportunities they need, paid for by the federal government. Think what that would mean. An investment in an entire generation of children. That's how we build a future as a nation. That's how we create a country that is the country of our best values. And I'm convinced we can do this. We're building the grassroots movement to get it done. It's so exciting.
All right, now, Senator, that's obviously what got you the endorsement from that newspaper, but also from the New York Times. Dual endorsement for you and Amy Klobuchar. Now, new Iowa polls put you behind Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, and Joe Biden. What's your plan to surpass them?
It's what I've been doing every day. I don't pay attention to the polls. I get out and talk to as many people as I can. I've done over a couple of hundred town halls. I've taken a couple of thousand unfiltered questions. You can ask me anything you want. And as you may know, we're over 100,000 selfies. Now, I'd love to be there in Iowa, talking to people directly. I can't do that right now because of the impeachment trial. I took an oath and I will be here as long as that trial goes on. But that grassroots movement that I've been building, they're out there carrying forward without me, and I'm so deeply grateful. They know I'm pinned down, so they're signing up to do extra door knocking and extra phone banking, and folks around the country are pitching in $25 or $5 to just help keep it all going and the momentum. I'm not running a campaign that was shaped by a bunch of consultants. I'm not running a campaign with a bunch of plans that were carefully designed not to offend big donors. I'm running a campaign based on a lifetime of fighting for working families. I'm running a campaign from the heart. And I'm just so deeply grateful to the people of Iowa who've been such an important part of this.
Now, Senator, as you mentioned, you aren't able to be in Iowa right now because of the impeachment hearings. Now, if you do have to miss, I know you have some events scheduled here for the end of the week in Iowa. Now, if you do have to miss and you end up losing voters while the others sweep more voters, will you blame President Trump?
There's no point in blame. That's not where I'm headed. But I will tell you what I'm going to do. I've already asked my husband to go to Iowa. My kids are going to Iowa. And best of all, our dog Bailey is in Iowa right now. So, you know, between them, they may not even need me. So I hope I can be there. But if I can't, we're going to have lots of family there to represent.
Now, Senator, one of the things we've heard from people who've been attending the rallies from you and other Democratic contenders is that there are too many candidates. Now, they can't choose at this time because of that. How do you think the caucuses will influence with securing more support for the Democratic Party, regardless of who wins?
Yeah, I think it depends on who our candidate is. I want to pull our party together, and I want to support our party. I've tried really hard to treat every candidate with respect, and actually to pick up ideas from other candidates. Kamala Harris had a terrific piece on women's health care, and I talked to Kamala after she left the race and asked her if I could pick up her idea and use it. Jay Inslee, Governor Inslee, did on environmental, and I pick it up and use it because this isn't a competition in that sense. It's how we pull together the best ideas and the biggest coalition to be able to build the America of our best values. Look, the way we're going to beat Donald Trump is we're going to draw the contrast between the most corrupt administration in history, Donald Trump's administration, and a plan to beat that back. I have the biggest anti-corruption plan since Watergate. Democrats and Republicans like it. People are sick of a government that works for those with money and doesn't work for anyone else. I'm going to draw that contrast, and that's how I'm not only going to pull the Democrats together, I'm going to get a lot of independents and Republicans on this. And that is how we'll beat Donald Trump in November, but it'll also give us something to run on up and down the ticket, something we can all agree on.
All right, Senator. Now, one last question. The Super Bowl is coming up. 49ers sure. Or the Chiefs? Who are you going for?
No. I'm gonna keep my head down on that one. Thank you very much.
All right, Senator. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you.
You bet. Thank you.